How are you? So I'm sitting here, I'm super comfy today. We're getting very comfy because it's freezing outside. It is winter, and it's cold and it's bedtime for Sophia. And so we're just going to just kind of keep it casual today. We're going to keep it real. This is Real Talk with Kim. Welcome. Hi, welcome to KG Financial. My name is Kim Graham. I am an ex-teacher, ex-teacher turned entrepreneur, and now I have an amazing business where I am a personal finance coach where I help people get started on their everyday budgets. I'm not talking about retirement. I'm not talking about your Roth. I'm not going to throw crazy percentages in your face. My whole goal is to help you make sure that your everyday spending, that your income is being used in a way that is going to help propel you to greatness in the future, that you're able to save up for things in the future, that you're able to do amazing things in the future, that you're not sitting there going, where the heck is my money going? I have no clue where my money is at the end of the month. I want to get you out of that cycle. I want to get you in a space where you are able to actually live the dreams that you want to dream. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about where we are, and so I'm going to give you a real update, okay? Because I think it's really important for me not only to share all of these really crazy tips and tricks, but I also need to share how we do our everyday life. I think that's really important. Today, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a real update. Okay, so first off, let's start out at the beginning. Okay, my husband and I, when we first got married, this was we've almost been married 9 years, so 8 years ago. 6 months in, my husband had just graduated school, and so 6 months out, that's when they say, "Hey, Sally Mae goes, here's your first statement, and you have to pay it." And it was ridiculously, intensely expensive because we had lots of loans that were bank loans. And some from Sally Mae and yada, yada, yada. And it was insane. And we had just started our base jobs as teachers at a private school, which private schools, if you think they make a ton of money, they do not. Most private schools are not that way. And so it was rough. And we live in the DMV, so it's a very expensive area, and that was really rough for us. Immediately, all of our dreams and goals and passions and whatever things that we wanted to do for our future felt like it was futile, like it wasn't going to happen. But we took a finance course, learned how to budget, learned how to sit down and actually talk to each other and actually converse and go, what do we want to see for our future? And that really put us on a really great trajectory. One, we started to communicate with each other. It wasn't a matter of it's your money, it's my money, and we kind of do whatever we want, but we actually were on the same page. What do you want to do with the money? What do you want to do with the money? Let's converge our ideas and kind of come up with a goal. First things first, we can't do anything. The things that I want to do, go on a cruise, because I'm a traveler. I don't know about you, but for me and my hubby, I am the one that likes to travel. Being able to visit my family and go and not have to feel like I'm strapped for money. I love being able to just enjoy myself when it's time to enjoy myself. I don't mind working. I love working. But I want to be able to enjoy myself when it's time to enjoy myself and not have it come back to attack me later, aka credit cards. Okay. And I also wanted to be able to have the opportunity to stay home with my children. Not necessarily be 100% stay at home, but I wanted to have the opportunity and the choice, the flexibility to be able to say, you know what, I work on base or I work on site these days and I work home and I have a best of both worlds. I wanted that. Well, that's not crazy, I guess. We realized we couldn't have any of those dreams, all of those dreams that he wanted, but he wants to have family time and he doesn't want to have the stress of things. He wants to be able to enjoy his life. I feel like that's not too crazy. It's not like we're asking to be billionaires, right? We just want cars that work. We want a house that's gorgeous. We want to be able to enjoy life as a family. That's it. I don't think that's too crazy. I feel like you guys might be able to resonate with that. Yes? No? I don't know. But none of it could happen without this. This was in our way. So we had to really go crazy. We had to really be like, all right, how bad do we want it? And we crushed that thing in 28 months. Okay, so that was beforehand. Since that point, we have not gone into debt. We have no consumer debt, I should say. So credit cards, cars, any other type of debt, furniture, financing, all that good stuff, nada. Everything has been paid for in cash. So our house renovations, in cash. Our cars, in cash. And it's been working really great for us. We had to make different sacrifices. One of the main sacrifices we've had to make is having smaller spaces. But guess what? it really isn't the end of the world. If I can live in a smaller space but be able to have more money to be able to go on vacations that I want to go on, heck yeah, I'll take that smaller space. So right now, when it was time for us to purchase a home, we purchased a condo, and we purchased a 2-bed, 2-bath condo, and it's beautiful. We renovated it, we got the floors done, and it's like a really cute space. I'll give you a house tour. I'll do another video on that later. And our goal is that we want to pay it off so that it's a stream of income, because in our area, in the DMV, real estate is hot, okay? If you have a space that you can rent out, it's insane. So we're like, you know what, we'll sit here and we'll enjoy it for, you know, the years that we have it, and then we'll use that as another stream of income that's going to allow us and propel us for the dreams that we have in the future, of being able to say, you know what, babe, let's take a month off and go, I don't know, gallivanting around the United States, I don't know, and be able to do that knowing that we're still making income from our businesses and other things of that nature. So it's a slow climb, but we're getting there. So the only, you could call it, debt that we have is our mortgage, and our mortgage is actually working in our favor, of course, and we have $92,117 left to pay off. We started off, we paid about 140 something thousand. We paid for it in 2016. Sophia we had just found out about Sophia, my almost 3-year-old, when we did that. So we have been in this house for almost 3-4 years, which is great. It's so exciting. We have a 15-year mortgage on the place. So that means our interest is a lot lower. So we're actually paying more on the principal than worrying about all of that other stuff. We're actually paying more on the principal, which is really good. We wanted to lock ourselves in to be disciplined, and so we went to a 15-year loan, plus the interest rates were way lower, and it forced us to pay more money, but then we're even paying more money on top of that from whatever we have left from our budget at the end of the month. And that's what's going towards it. So my goal is that I want to be done in 7 years. I want to be finished with this house in less than 2.5 years. It's a pipe dream. If it happens in 3, guess what? Doesn't matter. It still happened. Oh, but they did it in 7.5 years. They didn't do it in 6 like they said. And I'm like, are you still paying your mortgage right now? Are you at all at a positive net worth? Just saying, okay. So $92,117 is what we're paying off right now. And I'm hoping to be done in the next 2.5 years or so, especially since we're able to do 76 in 2.5. I feel like if we push it a notch a little bit, we'd be able to do even better. Another thing that's different about what we're doing right now is the fact that my husband is teaching, which is great. He's a PE teacher. He just switched from the classroom. And then I am home with baby girl, which already saves us a butt ton of money because daycare is expensive. And we have another baby on the way, and babies are expensive, but like daycare for babies is ridiculous. So we're already saving a ton of money just doing that. But then I also started this business with my personal coaching, and we were able to, so I was making about $1,200. That's all we needed to make to do the things that we wanted to do, to be able to add all the stuff into our savings and all that good stuff, and have extra left over for the house. And we were just, it was just a really nice, comfortable place for us to be at, because we didn't have debt. Think about that, right? If you didn't have debt to pay, if you didn't have the debt of your car payment, the debt of your credit card, the debt of any of that, like if those payments didn't exist, just do it. Little experiment for you. Just do that. And then how much money would actually be freed up for you to do whatever you want? That's the life that we're living right now, right? So we don't have any like crazy outstanding bills like that. Like it's very minimal. The highest bill that we have is our mortgage, and that's it. And that's because we chose it to be that way, right? So we pay for the bills and have money left over extra to do the things that we choose to do. And then I decided that I wanted to quit that job and I wanted to start this business from scratch. Luckily, we have lots of sinking funds and emergency funds and things in the back end, so that we're fine, like we're good. We can do all the things that we need to do. My husband's income is enough that we can actually do a lot of what we need to do with his income. And so we're at the point right now where I simply need to bring in $400 for us to be like golden with a little bit of extra cushion. And so like that is nice. Like that's great. I don't like that personally. I want to make more. So I'm trying to make sure I get to that next level, but it takes time. But the point is, like, everything that we need is provided for. We've already done what we need to do. So I just need to, like, not necessarily stop working. Of course, I'm going to keep working and pushing to make sure that this business is doing what it needs to do, because I do believe in it. But also, I don't need to stress. And there's a piece about that, right? I still have that urgency inside my spirit, because that's just who I am. Like, I want to get stuff done. I especially want to get stuff done before baby comes. But also, like, we don't need to stress. Like, we're good. We're fine. You know, like, if there's any pressure, it's because I'm putting it on myself, not because my bills are putting it on me, not because, my husband's putting it on me. My husband is happy. Everything that he could want is already taken care of. And if he needs something else, we have sinking funds for all of those things that he could ever want. And it's such a nice, calm feeling to be that way. It is a peaceful thing. So any stress I ever feel, he has to remind me, like, Kim, this is not from me. This is not from our budget. If you're feeling stressed over your business because you want to do more and you want to see more revenue, you want to see more profit come in, that's on you. Like, and that's not like saying like you're a horrible businesswoman. No. Because when you're starting a business, that's how it is. Like, it doesn't start. It's not something that just like continually, like, it just doesn't blow up. It's a slow growth. So you have to trust the process, you know? You have to trust all of the times where you do something for your business, but nothing comes in return. You have to trust that process and know that eventually it's gonna pay off. And so in that moment of you trusting the process, you can get kind of in your feels like, oh my gosh, like, why isn't the thing, why I want to be here by this point, and I'm not there, I'm here, like, what the heck is going on? It's only pressure I'm putting on myself, not pressure that he's putting on me, not pressure that the budget's putting on me. Which, when I think about it, I'm like, that's a pretty nice place to be. Like, that's a nice place to be. I don't feel like, I shouldn't feel that way. I shouldn't feel pressure from anything else other than myself. That's the only person putting pressure on stuff, on me. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a really nice place to be. And I just think about other people who would love to have this type of situation where they're able to be home with their child, they're able to have a very comfortable home, to be able to have dreams and goals that you're going for, but also be able to say, if I don't make money this month, it's okay. I'm good. Like, we're fine. Like, can you honestly say that if you had to take a month off, a whole month off, and it's not like a disability thing, like you just decided you wanted to take the month off, could you live comfortably? Do you have enough that you could just be like, cool? Like, how long could you sustain that for? No, like, my husband and I sat up one night, and he was like, Kim, if you wanted to do this for the next year and a half and you never made a dime, you would be fine. We would be fine. And like, he is the one that makes it very like serene and calm for me, where I'm like, you're absolutely right. Would the house get paid off as fast as I wanted to? No. And that's really the driving force behind it. I just want to get the house paid off. But that's really, honestly, if we don't get, if this business, if this coaching thing never takes off for the next year and a half, or then some, we would still be okay. And the thing is, like, my husband and I are not afraid to get jobs. Like, we're not afraid. We just haven't done it because we're like, we're fine, we're good. But I think one of the things that people are like always talking about, they're like, oh, I don't have enough money. But like, we are not afraid to go after the job, go after the ugly jobs. Like, people still act like they're too good for those things. Like, I'm not afraid to say, oh yeah, I'll dog sit. I'm not afraid to say, oh yeah, I'll go and I'll mop up the church really quick to get an extra $100. I'm not afraid to do those tasks. Not at all. I'm not afraid to pull a morning shift and go do like morning care at my local school, church, whatever, just so I can make an extra $80. I am not afraid to get an extra job. But my time, the things that I want to do, I want to spend on this business. I want to focus on this business and focus on these types of goals, because that is what's passionate to me. And that is an amazing thing. That's amazing. There are so many people who would love to be able to pursue their passion and be able to pursue and push all of their time into the things that they're really passionate about and not worry about the dimes coming in. There are so many people who would love that, and I get to live that life. And so I have to sometimes like stop myself and realize like this is the dream. And eventually the other stuff will come, but right now you're living proof. Like the work that you did those first 2.5 years of your marriage and the choices that you made after that have led you to this point that you can make this decision and just enjoy the things that you're passionate about. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I don't know if this is like talking to anybody out here, but I'm sure talking to myself. And I'm gonna look at this a year from now and be like, girl, you had some wisdom. So even if this YouTube is simply for me to go back and like listen again and go, Kim, you had some wisdom. Girl, you're awesome. But hopefully I'm speaking to somebody else who happens to watch this, and maybe you're looking at our real talk because you want to see like where our life is and like what we really are like, and oh, I think that their whole life is a sham. I really am just a doubting Nancy, and I don't think that they actually are as good off as they say they are. I just showed you, right? I just told you. Do I still have I don't want to say like worry, but do I still have nerves about money and nerves about like, oh my goodness, what is the next month going to bring? Yes and no. I just told you, right? Yes, but no, because who's putting that pressure on me? It's just me. It's just me and my own drive that I expect to be at a certain point, and I'm not there yet. It's just me. It's my own drive because I have goals that I want to pay off a house, and I give myself a deadline in 2 years, and I want it to happen, and the only way it's going to happen is if I make an extra amount of money. But if that doesn't happen, and I have to remember that, if that doesn't happen, am I worried about tomorrow? No. Am I worried that my kid's not going to get fed? No. Am I worried? And here's the deal. People, I have a retirement and it's still being funded. Like that's a part of our normal budget. My retirement is still brewing. like it's not like I'm going, like we're still investing in our future. We're still investing, we're still saving, all that good stuff is still happening. It's just that I want the numbers to be at a certain spot. I was just listening to a podcast/video podcast, and he was like, listen, if you're listening to me and I'm saying something that does not jive with you, listen, not everyone is going to be for me. Not everyone is going to like my style. And I say that to you. Not everyone's going to like my style. You might look at me and go, oh, she's bragging. I am not bragging. I am telling you what is possible if you buckle down and you get on a budget and know where your money is going. This is not rocket science. What we did was not rocket science. What we did was stick to a plan, and what we did was communicate with one another, and that's all we did. If you can do that with your spouse, if you can do that on your own, you are going to be better off than if you are constantly going after the next big thing and constantly going after things that are borrowed, things that are not really yours. Yeah, you might have bought that couch because it was on sale, but when you financed it, it's not really yours. And it's not really yours. And you got to think, what are you sacrificing when you do that? You're sacrificing your ability to say, I want to take another 2 weeks off work. I can't because I have a payment, and that payment is, I'm sitting on it right now. You know, like you really got to weigh those options. Like what are the things, like every time you borrow money that you do not have, that you cannot pay in full for, you are sacrificing your future things, your future needs, your future goals. You're sacrificing all those things. And so my job is not necessarily to say, look what your life can be like, but also to be an example to you, though, that if you did get yourself in control and understand what you're doing, what your life could be like. That's what this is. But again, my life, if my life is not something that you want, if my life is not something that you would like to understand, like how the ins and outs of what I do, you don't have to listen to me, because I don't have to be for everybody. But if you're looking at this story, if you're looking at what I'm talking about and you're like, oh my gosh, I would kill to go after my passions the way she's going after them. I would kill to have the problems that she's having of going, man, I wish that my business was making this much, but it's not making this much quite yet. But yet I'm still just sitting here and I'm enjoying my family and all that good stuff, and I wish that I had that. I wish that I had that. Then you definitely want to make sure that you have me as your coach. You definitely want to be a part of my Facebook groups and be a part of this growing business that I'm creating because I give lots of fun stuff away for free because I'm just so excited about sharing it. And I'll help you, and I want to make sure that you are excited about what you're doing and that you know what you're doing for your future. And I want to cheer you on and make sure that you are going after the things you really do care about. I want you to have this life. I want you to be able to sit and be able to enjoy and go, man, this is the life that I've always wanted to live. And to know, that's what I want for you. So welcome to Real Talk with Kim. This is where my life is right now. It's not so bad when I think about it. Sometimes I get all up in my feels about things, but after airing it all out, this is where I am. You be the judge, right? I think this is a pretty great place to be. I'm excited to see the growth that's going to happen this year. And if you need more information, if you need more encouragement, please check the links below because I'd love to be able to help you. I'd love to be able to give the time to sit one-on-one with you and help you get the freedom that you want in your life, whatever that looks like for you. I want to be able to help you get there. So I hope you have a really great day. Thank you so much for listening. And yeah, and we'll have to do more of these to see where we are and how much we're able to pay off over the next 3 or 4 months, because we're already paying a ton on it anyway, simply because of our mortgage and the way it's set up. So I'm just so happy that you guys are here. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. So excited to see where we're going to be in the next couple months. So thanks, guys. Bye.